What's going on, everybody? David Delano with winnersandwhiners.com with you guys for Tuesday, October 4th, 2022. And we're going to go ahead and talk about a little bit of Major League Baseball here. Make sure you like and subscribe. That way you're notified anytime there's free content dropped on this channel. Going to be getting into basketball pretty soon. Looking for an exciting weekend of college football in the NFL. And looking for the Major League Baseball playoffs to get ready to get underway. Looking forward to that. In the description, you can find past results along with records overall and long-term packages. That way you can get premium picks for any sport that you want. Baseball, basketball, college football, NFL, all of that good stuff. Link is in the description along with the promo code for 25% off. Now, we're going to talk about some Major League Baseball as we're in these last couple days of the season. I absolutely love baseball. I absolutely love handicapping baseball. I've loved it this whole year. Last couple days have not loved it. I'm really ready for the playoffs to come around. Yesterday I dropped my best bet on the Milwaukee Brewers run line as they messed around with the Diamondbacks. They did end up winning. They scored 3 runs in the bottom of the ninth to force extra innings. And then they won 6-5 in extra innings, but they did not cover the run line. Also had the Los Angeles Angels on the free pick, who were winning 4-0 in the late innings and ended up blowing that lead late and losing 5-4. I'm not going to worry about it too much, but it's definitely frustrating, especially with the point that we're in right now in Major League Baseball. I may just completely pass on baseball all the way together, as I don't want anything to do with these favorites today. But I do want to talk about it, and there's a play out here that I do recommend when looking at this card. I think right now you have to look at these things a little bit differently. Looking at, you've got the Dodgers out there. They've lost their last 2 days as a minus 245 favorite and as a minus 363 favorite. Obviously, it looks like they should roll today, but really, what's the motivation? And one series that I think that is interesting, we've got a doubleheader between the Tigers and Mariners today. And I know for a lot of people trying to get some baseball wins before this season ends, it may look like Seattle is a good play out there, a decent price, playing against a bad Tigers team. But my recommendation on that game, especially the first game of the doubleheader, is going to be the Detroit Tigers plus 149. If you want to completely stay away from that, I understand too. But when looking at that series, you've got the Detroit Tigers right now. For whatever reason, they're a lot of young players. I think with something to prove really is the reason. They've won 9 out of their last 10 games. And you've got a Seattle Mariners team that lost the other day to Oakland as a minus 234 favorite. They lost to Detroit yesterday as a minus 254 favorite. The Mariners have Chris Flexen going on the mound. You may look at his stats. I tell you, they're completely irrelevant because he, in his last 8 appearances in September, he has pitched 2 innings or less in all of those games. 7 of those 8 games have resulted in Seattle losses. Now, he hasn't been the reason for those losses or taking those losses, but he's pitching in relief right now. So he's not going to go deep into this game. And really, there's nothing for Seattle to play for. Honestly, it may even be better for Seattle to get swept by Detroit, because right now, if you look at where Seattle is, they can't catch Toronto. They're either going to be 5th or 6th in the American League. And the difference is, traveling to Cleveland or traveling to Toronto. If they lose these games out, there's a good chance that they're going to be traveling to Cleveland for a 3-game series at the end of this week. Well, when looking at those two teams, Seattle is 6-1 against Cleveland this year, and they won all 3 games in Cleveland. So they were perfect 3-0 in Cleveland. But they were only 1-2 in games in Toronto. Now, I'm not saying that the Mariners are scared of the Blue Jays or that they just absolutely desperately want to play the Guardians, but it's something to think about there. And when you look at how hot this Tigers team is right now, the fact that Flexen's probably only going to pitch 1 or 2 innings, Seattle is probably better off losing this game, and you're getting plus money on the Tigers. My recommendation for that first game of the doubleheader is going to be the Detroit Tigers plus 142. A few other things to think about here. as you're looking at today's card, I have an article up about this as well. Cleveland and Kansas City. I did take Cleveland in that article on the run line, but that might be a nice game to maybe stay away from. When you look at it, Quantrill does not lose on Progressive Field. Seems like it should be easy money. But another thing to think about is Cleveland is going to host a series at home, a 3-game series at home against either Toronto or Tampa Bay. Not Toronto, I'm sorry, against either Tampa Bay or Seattle at the end of this week. If Quantrill goes deep into the game this week, they really jeopardize him being able to pitch maybe in the third game of that series. You got a guy who doesn't lose at home. Every game of the series is going to be in Cleveland. I would not be surprised if he has a very short 2 or 3 inning leash. You've got, like I said, you got the Dodgers today. Looks like easy money, but what are they playing for? You got the Brewers playing for something. They're going against, one of the top pitchers in baseball right now, and they had a much more favorable matchup yesterday. So just some thoughts in Major League Baseball. I definitely recommend the dogs if you are going to play these games. And my highest recommendation right now in this free pick is going to be the Tigers plus 142. Can't guarantee I won't have a premium pick. I'm waiting a little bit with these double headers to see these lines and see these lineups matched up, but I'm not going to stress over it too much. We've got playoffs coming. Got a lot of football to focus on. I was trying to get through these last couple days of Major League Baseball, but the Detroit Tigers plus 142 I think is definitely a good one for you out there. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know, are you interested in these last couple days of the Major League Baseball? Are you waiting for the playoffs or whatnot? Like I said, these are like I said, there's definitely some value out there if you want to take a shot at some of these dogs, but when you're looking at some of the stats and things that a lot of these teams have done during the season, it's really completely irrelevant right now. Let's have a great day.